Okay, good afternoon. Before we continue our discussion, let me give a brief review on what we've discussed last meeting. So actually last meeting, we already started our discussing the first major topic of our subject for this semester, which is the labor standards. Okay, so when you say labor standards, again, that it actually that provides the minimum requirements or the benefits that an employer should give to their employees. Okay, so we have already learned about the minimum or the maximum standards for hours work and what are those hours work which is considered compensable. Okay, or those circumstances that are considered hours of work. Okay, and what are those that are not compensable or not considered as hours of work. Okay, then we also briefly discuss about recruitment or illegal recruitment. Okay, however, just that particular part is just to give you an idea on what is recruitment and what are those considered illegal recruitment. Okay, but again, for as a requisite of this or for this particular subject, we are actually the most important topics that we're going to discuss are the labor standards and of course the labor relations. So among those parts of the labor code. Okay. Now, I also mentioned that last meeting that the next topic is we're going to discuss is on the holiday, or holidays. However, I wanted to emphasize on this particular topic, which is monthly paid and daily paid employees. Okay, so again, monthly paid employees are those factor using 365 days in a year, which is actually an equivalent number of days in a particular year. Then the daily paid is those employees who are paid actually on days that they actually work, and of course on unwork regular holidays. Now, we've also discussed last meeting about the computation of the EEMR or the estimated equivalent monthly rate using the different factors or the scheme. Like we have this one, the 365 factor or the 365 scheme. So those are the compositions on how you came up with the 365 days. So again, this varies actually on a year-to-year basis. So that is why you need to read or the handbook of Bureau of Working Conditions on a yearly basis for you to have an accurate and up-to-date information. Okay. Then this one, the first one is the 393.8. So why do you think it exceeded the 365 days in a year? Because a particular worker also, there are particular workers that renders, like for example 12 hours a day. Specific example of that is the security guards. Okay, that is why the total is 393.8. Then we also learned the 313 scheme or factor, which follow the following. So these actually are those employees who are given 1 day work or 1 day rest, one rest day in a week. Okay, so for example, Monday to Saturday, they work for 6 days and then they have their rest day on Sundays. So they follow the 313 scheme. Then we also have this 261 scheme or factor for those industry that only work for 5 days a week. Then the 2 days off is actually unpaid or not compensable. Okay, like specific example for this one is for hospital workers, because there's actually a Magna Carta for healthcare workers, which provides that healthcare workers are required to only work for 40 hours a week. That means 5 days or 8 hours a day, or a total of 40 hours or 5 days a week. Okay, so they follow the 261 scheme. Okay, Then we also discuss about the different benefits of the household helpers or kasambahay. And of course, the effect of reduction on work days on wages and the coverage from income tax of minimum wage earners. Okay. Now, what are the significance of those different schemes, like the 365 days, the 393.80 days, 313 days, and 261 days as of 2020 version of the Bureau of Working Condition Manual. So why do you think it is important for us to know as a worker, as an HR practitioner later on? Okay. But I think all workers, all employees should know, on what are those different schemes or factors being used in different businesses. Okay. The reason for that is based on the different factors, you will be able to determine the daily rate or the daily pay of a certain employee. Okay. For example, we have this employee A and employee B. So employee A works in a manufacturing company and has a monthly basic pay of 11,000 and works regularly for 6 days a week. Then the second employee is employee B, who works in a private hospital as a nurse and receives a monthly basic pay of 20,000 and works regularly for 5 days a week. Okay. Now we're going to ask this question. How much is the daily rate or the daily pay of employee A and B? Now, with this two scenarios or examples, so because there are companies who only gives basic pay, monthly basic pay. Okay, so some workers doesn't know how much actually are they receiving on a day-to-day basis, or their daily rate. Okay, so with that, given this information, you would be able to know the employee's daily pay out of those monthly basic pay if you know about those different factors. But again, information or details such as how many days in a week the employee is working regularly. Okay, so on the first employee, which is employee A, the employee A works for 6 days a week. Okay, and then the second employee, which is employee B, works on 5 days a week. Now, if we try to apply these two scenarios on the different factors, 6 days a week, that is actually the 313 scheme. Okay, so if you try to review the slide, those employees working for 6 days a week and 1 day off, or rest day. Then employee B follows the 5 days work in a week and then the 2 days rest day, which is unpaid. Okay, or the total of 40 hours a week, so which is 5 days the employee regularly works. So again, for the scheme that we need to use, it is the 261 factor. The employee A is 313 days, employee B is 261 factor. Okay, so based on that data, we would be able to know the daily rate or the daily pay of those two different employees. So for employee daily rate, in order to come up or to compute the daily rate, we need to, number one, know the basic monthly pay, which is 11,000, and the working days per week, which is 6 days regularly. Okay, so in order to compute the daily rate, first you need to identify the factor as specified in the handbook. So employee A, again, 6 days a week, that is actually 313 days. So to compute, for the basic pay, which is 11,000, you multiply it by 12 months, and then you divide it to the respective factor used, which is 313 313 days, that will give you 421.725, or if you round it off to nearest hundreds, it's now 421.73 per day. Okay? So if you will try to compare it with the minimum daily rate or the current minimum daily rate in Region 7, which is 404, and then the daily rate of the employee A is 421.73, that will show that the employee is receiving an above daily rate, no, minimum daily rate. So it's above the minimum. Okay? Now, another importance of knowing the employee's daily rate is, for example, the employee need to be absent, no, for some emergency reason, and it is an unpaid absent actually, then the employee need to know the daily rate for him to be guided and on how much he will be deducted, no, on his salary for a particular period. So, for example, if employee A goes on absent for 2 days without pay, then he will know that he will have a deduction on his salary when payday comes. So the employee just need to multiply 421.73 times 2. So the answer for that will be his deduction for his pay. Okay? So that is just a deduction from his base gross pay, which is the basic pay of 11,000. So you deduct those 2 days absent. Okay? So that is excluding the daily, the basic deductions, no, like the PhilHealth, SS, and Pag-ibig. Okay, so this is just the number of days absent deduction. Okay, that's the importance of knowing on how much is your daily rate. Okay, for the second scenario, or which is for the employee B, his basic monthly pay is 20,000, working days is 5 days. So in order to compute, identify the factor as specified in the handbook. So in this case, since the employee is only working for 5 days a week, so we are going to use the 261 days factor or scheme. So to compute or to get his daily rate, so 20,000, multiply it by 12 months, which stands for the 1 year, no? So 1 year is equivalent to 12 months. And then you divide it to 261 days, and then you get the daily rate of 919.54 per day. So it's again above the daily minimum wage in Region 7. And again, you can use that or having or to know your daily pay for in case of absences, or for example if there will be holidays, and then it will be 200% in terms of premium, and if you need to avail some vacation leaves. So the daily rate is very important for you to be guided, no, on how you compute your daily pay. Now most workers doesn't know how to compute manually their daily pay, no. So in fact in my work, the majority or most of the employees doesn't know how to compute their pay. So when they receive their pay slips, uh, they would not it's difficult for them to question if they are really receiving the right amount of pay, no, or if there are discrepancies. So they cannot really answer by themselves, no. So they need to ask the accounting in charge, or probably HR in terms of the compensation and benefits in charge, no, for them to understand on any problems or deficiencies in their pay, no. So again, as an HR student, it would be an advantage for you, especially now even you're still a student, on how you apply these things, no. Especially when you work later on, it is really an advantage, no, for you to really know how to compute like the daily pay, no? Okay, So that's the importance of understanding those different factors based on the manual provided by Dole. Okay, so that ends our review. Now let's continue with the next benefit, which is the holiday pay, uh, which is provided under Article 94 of the Labor Code. So when you say holiday pay, it refers to the payment of the regular daily wage for any unworked regular holiday. So the employee is entitled to at least 100% of his minimum wage rate, even if he did not report for work, provided he is present or is on leave of absence with pay on the work day immediately preceding the holiday. So this means that employees, if it's a regular holiday, for example, December 25, even whether probationary or regular employee, it doesn't matter. As long as you are an employee of the company, you are actually paid for regular holiday. Okay, and that is an equivalent of 100%. So whatever is your daily rate for that day, you will be paid on that particular holiday. However, there is a condition that you need to comply, which is the employee should be present a day before the holiday. For example, if December 25 is Tuesday, then December 24 is Monday. Assuming that December 24 is a regular holiday, is a regular work day, then you must be present on December 24 for you to be paid on December 25. Okay? So that's the only requirement. So it doesn't matter if you will be absent after the holiday, as long as you are present on the day before the holiday. Okay, that's the condition that you need to comply. Now, for example, if the day prior to the regular holiday is your rest day, or you're on a leave of absence or vacation leave with pay, then you will still be paid because the day prior is your rest day, scheduled rest day. So of course you need not to report on that particular day because it is your rest day. Okay. Then if, for example, December 24 is a Monday and then you are on vacation leave for that day. So in other words, you are paid, no? You are absent, but you are paid because of the benefits given to you by the company. Then if you will not report on December 25, or since of course it's a holiday, no? You are not required to work unless there will be emergency things that you need to work with, no? Now, assuming you are asked to uh, enjoy your holiday on that day, then on December 24, you had your vacation leave, which is paid by the company, then you will be paid the holiday pay. So those are the requirements. Now, where holiday falls on the scheduled rest day of the employee, work performed on said day merits at least an additional 30% of the employee's regular holiday rate of 200% or a total of at least 260% premium pay. But premium pay, we'll discuss that more on the succeeding slides, no? But just to let you understand on this one, for example, again, no, if the employee works on December 25, which is a regular holiday, and he works for 8 hours, for example, then the employee there will be paid 200% of his daily rate. So it will be multiplied by 2. Now, assuming if the employee work more than 8 hours, then the excess of 8 hours on a particular holiday pay will also merit, or the employee will be given additional 30% of the employee's regular holiday rate. So it will now become 230, and of course with the 30% it will now have a total of at least 260% as a premium pay for that particular holiday work by the employee. Okay, now here are some holidays, no, provided under the Executive Order number 292 as amended by Republic Act 9849. So there are actually 12 regular holidays like We have New Year's Day on January 1, Monday, Thursday, which is movable date, Good Friday, movable date, Araw ng Kagitingan, Monday, New Year's April 9, and etc. Okay, so you just familiarize those regular holidays. Now, what about successive regular holidays? Common example of this is the Monday, Thursday, no, and Good Friday, or the Holy Week. So an employee may not be paid for both holidays if he absents himself from work on the day immediately preceding the first holiday, unless he works on the first holiday, in which case he is entitled to his holiday pay on the second holiday. So what does it mean? Assuming, okay, given that Thursday is a regular holiday for us on Monday, Thursday, and of course, Good Friday is also a regular holiday. So there are two successive regular holidays. Now, the point here is if the employee is absent on Wednesday, okay? Assuming Wednesday is a regular work day, and then the employee goes on absent, which is an excuse or unpaid or unauthorized or unpaid for Wednesday, for example. So what will happen now? If the employee is absent on Wednesday without pay, then the employee will not be paid on Thursday holiday. However, he will be, or unless if he works on Monday, Thursday. So the employee will be paid on Thursday for working on that particular day with premium, of course. But if he will have no work on Friday, then he will enjoy, or he will be paid for that particular holiday on Good Friday. Okay. Now, again, if the employee is for Wednesday schedule, assuming that it is his regular rest day, because not all rest day falls on a weekends. No, there are like for example in a hospital wherein it will be rotation. No, their weekly rest days are on rotation. Now, assuming Wednesday is his rest day, okay, so if the employee rests on that particular day, which is Wednesday, then the employee will be paid for those two holidays on Monday, Thursday, and Good Friday. Okay. So again, if that happens, if you are absent on Wednesday without pay, for you to be paid on two holidays, you need to work for regular Thursday, if, of course, if the employer will ask you to work. Okay, so aside from holiday pay, you will also receive premium or additional pay for it being a regular holiday. And of course, no need for you to work on Good Friday because you already work on Thursday. Then you will also be paid on Good Friday, even if unworked. So that's the essence of this particular information. Now, of course, holiday pays, employees are not automatic. No, there are actually particular employees who are not given holiday pays as stated in our labor code, such as so these are the exceptions, workers that are not entitled to receive holiday pay. And these are the government employees, retail and service establishment regularly employing less than 10 workers, the kasambahay and persons in the personal service of another, managerial employees. So more on this, you can read page 12 of the 2020 handbook. Who are those, or what are the duties and responsibilities and considered as managerial employees? And also officers or members of a managerial staff, also stipulated or provided on the different tasks of these officers and members of managerial. You can also read more on that under the handbook provided by DOLE. And of course, lastly, the field personnel and other employees whose time and performance is unsupervised by the employer. So these are the different kind of workers who are not entitled to receive a holiday pay. Now, the next one is premium pay, no? You can see this, or you can read more on this on Articles 91 to 93 of the Labor Code. So when you say premium pay, this is actually refers to the additional compensation for work performed within 8 hours on non-work days such as rest days and special days, no? So again, for the exception, or who among those workers that are not entitled to receive premium pay are the same with what was excluded, no, in the holiday pay provision. So the no work, no pay principle applies during special days and on such other special days as may be proclaimed by the President or by the Congress. Okay, like for example, there are actually different holidays, no? One is regular holidays wherein even if unworked, whatever type of workers, all employees are paid, no? Given you comply those conditions, like be present a day before, or if it's your rest day, then you will be paid on that particular holiday. So that's for regular holiday. However, if it is declared as a special holiday, then the no work, no pay principle applies, no? So if you are unworked, then you will be unpaid, no, if you don't work during a special holiday. However, again, there are certain company practices depending on the company, no, you are working in. Some companies, even the labor code provides for this principle, that no work, no pay principle. Some employers still pay their employees even it's a special holidays, no? Okay, so it's a matter of practice, then it will be followed. Okay, that's actually discretion, as long as the company doesn't uh, uh, or the company comply on those standards, no, the minimum requirements provided by the labor code, and then it's okay, no. However, the company or the employer can give more than the labor code provides, no, or the labor standards provide. Okay, that's that's discretionary to the employer. Okay, now again, this premium pay is actually the additional pay, no, given to those employees if the employee work on a regular holiday, special holiday, or during his rest day. Okay, so there are percentage additional pay for those particular days work, no, which will be discussed further later on or on the succeeding slides. Now, for work performed on special days, merits additional compensation of at least 30% of the basic wage, or a total of 130%. Okay, so assuming you work for your daily rate is 404 for particular special day, and then you work on that special holiday, then you will be given a additional or a premium pay. So that is an additional pay actually, which is 30%. So your total daily salary for that, or pay for that particular day, will now become 130%. So you just multiply it. If you work for 8 hours, if you have a minimum wage of 404, you just multiply it by 130%. That will be the equivalent daily pay for that particular special day. Okay, and then if special day falls on rest day, so assuming it's a special holiday and it is your scheduled rest day, example Wednesday is declared a special day, so no work, no pay for the others. But in case it is your rest day, and then you will be asked to work on that particular day, even it is your rest day, because some employees were absent and then you need to cover him, or that particular employee who went on absent, then you need to work for 8 hours, for example, then an additional compensation of at least 50% of your basic wage, for a total of 150%. Okay, so the premium pay is higher, no, if it is a special day, at the same time it is your regular rest day. So 50% will be the premium pay. So for work performed on the declared special workday, an employee is entitled only to his daily wage. No premium pay is required since work performed on said day is considered work on an ordinary workday. So if you've noticed, or I'm not sure if you're aware on that, there are declaration or proclamation by the president, no, wherein the president declared a particular day a special work day. So I forgot that particular day, no, but they proclaim a certain day, no, that it is special work day. So in other words, if even the employee work on that special work day, he will just be paid 100% of his daily pay. No, there is no premium or there is no additional pay because it is just a special work day. So it is different from special holiday, uh, which you will be entitled a premium pay. Here are example. It's blurry. Sorry for that, but again, you can see this, or you can read this on the handbook, no, from Dole. So example of special days is the Ninoy Aquino Day, which is Monday nearest August 21. We also have December 8th, Feast of Immaculate Conception of Mary. Okay. Now here are the different premium pay rates, no? If if an employee works on a particular day. So the first circumstance is, or scenario, if are those work performed on rest days or on special days. So the employee will be paid 30%, an additional 30% of the daily basic wage of 100%, or a total of 130%. Okay. So in other words, if for example, the first one is if the employee work on his rest day, assuming Saturday is his rest day, or let's use the rest day during a regular work day. For example, again, Wednesday is his rest day, and then again, since other workers are absent, then the employee will be called to report on that particular day, even it is his scheduled rest day. However, Wednesday is a regular work day, no, for others that is not declared as a holiday, but a regular work day, for example, but scheduled as his rest day. So if the employee work on his rest day, scheduled on not a holiday, the employee will receive an additional pay of 30% as premium, no? So on that particular day, he will receive a total of 130% of his daily rate. The second scenario is for work performed on a rest day, which is also special day. Okay, let's go back to number 1. So aside from rest day, if it is also a special holiday, again, the employee will be entitled for additional 30%. So there are two actually scenarios, no? If the employee work on his rest day, so he will receive additional 30%. And then the second one, if the employee work on a special holiday, again, additional 30% as premium pay, or a total of 130%. Okay? Then the second one is for work performed on a rest day, which is also a special day, no? So that is again, that is actually the employee's rest day, assuming Wednesday is the employee's scheduled rest day and also declared a special holiday. Then if the employee work on that particular day, he will receive additional 50% of his daily wage, or a total of 150%. Okay, on the next scenario, for work performed on a regular holiday, which is also the employee's rest day, meaning it is a regular holiday, for example, December 25, regular holiday, and it is his scheduled rest day. So there are two, no, scenario, regular holiday and employee's rest day. So if the employee work on that particular day, the employee will receive an additional 30% of the regular holiday rate of 200. So as again, If the employee work on a regular holiday, the employee will receive 200%. That's the premium pay, no? However, being the day being the employee's rest day, an additional 30% of the 200% pay will be added, no, on his daily basic wage. So that's 230 plus another 30% or a total of 260%. So that's the premium pay. Then another, okay. So those are the different premium rates, no, on different days, no. Okay, so as an illustration, let us have some example, no. Again, let's use the basic minimum wage or the daily minimum wage for now, which is 404. Then we apply the first scenario, which is for work performed on rest days or on special days, plus 30% of the daily basic wage, no, of 100% or a total of 130%. So all you need to do is, if you work for 8 hours on that particular day, which is your rest day, or probably special day, for example, or special holiday, for example. So all you need to do is multiply your daily rate to 130% to come up the total pay for that day, which is equivalent to 525.20. So there is actually an increase, no, or additional pay. So from 404, which is your regular rate during a regular day's work, but having it as your rest day, and you work on that particular rest day of yours, then you will be entitled for a premium rate of 30%. Or again, if it's a special holiday, still you will receive 30%, no? Okay, so sorry for the misspelled words. Premium pay instead of premium. Sorry for the misspelled words. Your premium pay for that day is actually 121.20 for an 8 hours of work, no? Okay. Then another, for the second scenario, for work performed on a rest day, which is also a special day. Again, it is your rest day, and at the same time, it is a special day. You will be entitled for 50% premium or total of 150%, no? So if your, again, daily rate is 404, you just multiply it by 150%, and then you will receive a total pay for that particular 8 hours of work of 606. Your premium pay is 202 pesos. Then the third one is for work performed on a regular holiday, which is also the employee's rest day. So plus 30% of the regular holiday rate of 200 based on his daily basic wage, or a total of 260%. So again, you just multiply the daily pay to 260. You're going to come up to the daily pay, total pay of 1,050.40. So instead of receiving 404 on an 8-hour work on that regular holiday, which is also the employee's rest day, your premium pay there is 646.40. So it's bigger, no, compared to your regular daily rate for 8 hours. Okay, so I think we'll hold on. Okay, so I think we'll end up there. Just not to, I want you to review those things we've learned, no? Especially the computation, before we continue on the overtime pay, because it's actually a lot of computation, no? So you just familiarize first on the different premium pays, no? And how much percent will be given to a particular employee on a particular circumstance, depending on the type of day, no? Whether it's a special holiday, rest day, or regular holiday, and also rest day. So I want you to understand first on that particular benefit. You try to apply it, do some examples, and I think I will be, yeah, I will be giving you an assignment on this wherein I will let you compute. So I will give scenarios or situations wherein an employee will be asked to work on a particular day, for example, a special holiday, and I want you to compute, no? So apply those premium pays. Just for premium pays first. Let's not discuss first the overtime because it will now be more complicated, no? If there's also an overtime pay. So when you say overtime pay, that's actually an excess of 8 hours, no, on a particular day. So there is actually an additional overtime pay, additional percentage on that. So I don't want to complicate things for now. So I want you to understand, and I want to be clear first on your mind on the application on the different premium pays. So practice on that through our assignment. Of course, it will be graded assignment, no? I will just post it in our Moodle, and then yeah, do a lot of practice. And of course, I want you to show your solutions, no, in answering those situations, in your assignment. Please show your solution on how you came up on your answer, and then we will discuss your answers to the, I mean, the correct answer on the assignment next week, no? Okay, so that ends our discussion for now. Next meeting, we're going to discuss on overtime pay. And then, so again, if you have questions, clarifications, please don't hesitate to forward your questions to our class Biddle, or you can PM me directly, no? If you have things that you need to be clarified or be explained further. And any questions related to our topic, so you can bring it up on our during our group weekly discussion. Okay, so that ends our discussion for now, and have a good day.